Guys, don't sit that much back. We have very less strength. Please understand. Yeah, they're coming. Please occupy first. Yeah, good luck, guys. Guys, don't sit that much back. We have very less strength. Please. Okay.
They're recording on.
Yeah, they are recording. Yeah. Let them come.
All the money filled in, you had to go with money, all the money are filled in, you had to talk.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Arun.
And this is Pavni, both MEA first year students here. We welcome the dignitaries on the dais, faculty, staff, students, and the print and electronic media to this auspicious occasion.
Prayer works wonders. Prayer should spring from the heart. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Gayatri Madhukuri with her enchanting voice for the invocation song. I request everyone here to stand up for the invocation song.
महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दितमहागणपतिम् महादेवसुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं मारकोटि प्रकाशं शान्तं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियम् महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिम् Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gayatri, for the divine start to the proceedings.
Light symbolizes purity, knowledge, and a symbol of dispeller of darkness to wipe away the ignorance and to ignite the light of intelligence. May I request the dignitaries on the dais to come forward to light the lamp. The lighting of the lamp has marked the beginning of this auspicious occasion. So, let us move forward with the spirit of enlightenment and the blessings of the divine as we celebrate this momentous occasion.
The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Professor Manoj K. Arora is a highly acclaimed academician with over 35 years of experience in the field of technical education and research. He has worked in prestigious institutions.
That's right.
Sorry to stop you in between. I think, yeah, indeed, today is a very, very big day for all of us. We have with us our Pro-Chancellor, as you know, always very supportive, Dr. Satya. We have Professor Nick Dux, our governing body member. We have Professor Prashant, our governing body member. It's a big day for us because tomorrow we are going to have a governing body meeting. Then we have Maheshwar, as a chief guest of this evening, where we are going to launch a couple of schools and centers. And then we have with us Mr. Bala from Barclay Bank, and Mr. Maheshwar is from Career 360. And we have Atul Tripathi, who is an AI expert. And with all these people around, I think we are very blessed. And therefore, I'm saying a big day. We started with a very humble beginning, but 5.5 years now, as SRM University AP, if we look at last 5.5 years, we are 5,900 students on campus we have. We have about 300 faculty on campus. Our faculty have produced more than 1,200 papers in high quality journals. Our faculty have grabbed projects more than 27 crores from various agencies. We have tie-ups with industry. We have collaborated with many international universities. Our student population has more than 100 international students coming from 25 different countries. It's a big achievement. 5.5 years only. So that means we are growing exponentially, and we are not going to stop here. And therefore, I say today at the launch of Paari School of Business under the leadership of our Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Satya, is indeed an achievement. The name has come from our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Paari. And let's pay respect to that great man who had the vision of starting with small schools, I would say, a few years ago, and now we have an empire called SRM Group of Institutions. This school, I'm sure, is going to be one of the best schools in the country in next couple of years, I would say, and then would be the best school in the world. We have a leader in Dr. Bhardwaj, who is leading this school from front. And we have had several discussions on what kind of programs we should run in this school. He is going to elaborate on the journey of the school so far and what is there in store for us when we talk of School of Business. On this day, we shall also be launching our Executive Education and Professional Studies program. You know, upgradation is always important for anybody. And when we say industry, and in particular IT industry, because I come from that area, I'm told that 50% of the population there is out of skills. And there is a huge scope of training the workforce who are there in the industry. And therefore, with that in our mind, we thought of starting with a directorate of executive education and professional studies. We also know how AI has included into each of us and our lives. Nobody can breathe without AI. And many of us have been working on burning problems which require applications of AI and machine learning. We also know that we have UN SDGs as our goals on which we need to support the nations on how to achieve those goals, and educational institutions are the best place where all the seeds could be sown to achieve those goals. And the kind of diversity which we have on our campus in terms of education, when we talk of sciences, engineering, social sciences, liberal arts, management, innovation, entrepreneurship, everything is housed in this multidisciplinary campus. So we believe that we have all the ammunition to really take up some of the challenges which the world is facing today. So we keeping that in mind, we shall also be launching a center on AI and UN SDG today. And lastly, School of Business knows how important the consumers are to them. So maybe we shall be launching another multidisciplinary center on consumer research today. So therefore, I say we have a big day today, and I'm sure that whatever initiatives which we are taking now will go a long way in shaping the university, our university, SRM University AP. With this, I welcome all of you on this occasion. Some of the people are in jet lag, but I hope that you will have a fruitful stay on the campus for next 2 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening and inspiring speech.
A trailblazing academician with a passion for excellence. Introducing Professor Bharadwaj. With over 26 years of experience in teaching, research, industry, and administration, he is a force to be reckoned with in the world of management education. Let us call upon Professor Bharadwaj, the Dean, Paari School of Business, to address the gathering.
Yeah, good afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries on the dais, right? I mean, I don't want to call each one by name, it'll take too long. So I just say dignitaries on the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear faculty colleagues, directors, fellow deans, students, members of press, I welcome all of you, right, to this momentous occasion. There are some days that we can never forget in our lives, right? You know, if you look back upon your own lives, right, the day that we got college admission, for example, right? The day that we got married, for example, you know, the day that, you know, we got a PhD degree, for example, or any college degree, right? The first job, the first salary that we get, right? All these things we will, the birth of a child, you know, all these things we will never forget, right? Till we're alive. And so today is such a day, right? Today is such a day, right? When the School of Entrepreneurship and Management Studies, it formally becomes the Paari School of Business, right? So it's really a momentous thing. You have to let that sink in. You have to let that sink in. It's a momentous thing. And it's not, you know, it's not every day that, you know, we launch a B school. So when you launch a B school formally in a university, right, it's a very big thing. It's a, you know, it's something to cherish, something to celebrate. And that is what we're here for today, right? And more so because, you know, like Dr. Manoj said, you know, we are naming the school after our respected, our chancellor, Dr. Paari, right? Just imagine, right? We have so many SRM colleges, universities throughout the country, right? And that is because of, fundamentally because of the vision of one person, Dr. Paari, right? So he is an educationist and entrepreneur as well, right? And that is what we want to inculcate in our students, right? Entrepreneurship. He's shown the way like several decades back. So we are especially honored and blessed and humbled, right, to be named, to have our school's name in after him, right? So, and our, motto of Paari Business School is excellence through learning, right? That is the motto that we have taken upon for ourselves, excellence through learning. Now, why, I mean, excellence means what? Excellence means it is the quality of being outstanding or very good, right? That is excellence. And it is not something that, you know, one can acquire in, let's say, an hour or a day or a week, right? It is a lifelong process. It's a lifelong process. It's a habit, you know, an attitude that one has to inculcate in oneself. And this is what we aim to become, excellent, right? You know, we want to be excellent in all that we do, right? Whether it is research or teaching or entrepreneurship or getting placements whatever it is, right? That is the aim. And we have begun our journey, right? We have begun our journey already, right? There is a famous chess player called Josh Waitzkin who said this: the key to pursuing excellence is to embrace an organic, long-term learning process. I repeat, the key to pursuing excellence is to embrace an organic, long-term learning process. Excellence through learning, right? Excellence through learning, therefore, is our motto, right? And how should we pursue this excellence? The father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, he put it very beautifully. He said, live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. I repeat, live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever, right? So we will keep learning, right? We will keep learning, and that is what and only then we can excel, and only then we can excel. But in tangible terms, what does it take to excel? Number one, we require discipline, focus, right? Practice. I once heard Virat Kohli's brand manager, the person who manages his endorsements, he told me that in a public speech, he mentioned that, the secret to Virat Kohli's success is his practice. In the last 12 years, Virat Kohli has not missed even one day of practice. Right? Just like that's not even, so in his words, he does not have a single cheat day. Not even one single day he's missed in 12 years. Now, that is what it takes to become a Virat Kohli. Right? If you want to perform at such a high level, right? We have to be prepared to make those sacrifices. Otherwise, the fruits will not be there. And that is a lesson for all of us that we have to practice in whatever we do, right? Whether we teach, how we prepare for classes, the way that we do research, we have to be at it always. Otherwise, it'll be only empty words, that excellence and so on. We have to put that into practice. That is the most important thing. And we have to, of course, focus on quality, set standards, be creative, right? Be creative. All these things is what we are doing right now. So discipline, we try and inculcate in our students through classes, attendance, submissions, sticking to deadlines, for example. Focus, right? We have a very, very, President Dr. Satya is very focused that, we want to be a world-class university. And in the business school, we also have that. We are helping towards that. And so that single-minded focus we need to have. And I believe we are well on the way. We have that focus. I think it has permeated right from the president, right, to the, to the assistant professor, the staff, everybody, right? All of us, we have that focus to become, to work towards creating a world-class university, that world-class university. We have here Dr. Nicholas Dirks from University of California, Berkeley, right? So 10, 20, 30 years down the line, we are not near Berkeley anywhere right now, but we will be there, right? If we continue to work like this, right, we will be there, right? In terms not only of the Paari Business School of Business, but as a Pan University, right? And practice, that's what we do. We have to do it day in and day out. Be creative. We have several creative courses, right? We have several creative courses. And, one good thing we were speaking about diversity, student diversity in the lunch break, during lunch. And, in our MBA class, we have 62% girls, right? In the first year MBA class, we have 62% girls. I don't think any other B school in India has such a high, gender diversity. I really envy the boys in the class, When I was a student, we had 90% boys and 10% girls, Now the tables have turned, right? And the results are, there, right? If, already we are a very young B school, but already two of our students, they have set up their own companies, Lakshman Tatikonta and Jashwant Sai. They've set up their own companies, right? They've set up their own companies. And in placement, right, we have some very good names in placement, like the recruiters are Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, L&T, Byju's, Nielsen. And soon, of course, we will get Barclays and Careers 360, right? And, we have foreign placements, in terms of research. In business schools, we follow what is called the ABDC rankings, or the Australian Business Deans Council rankings. So last year we had 5 ABDC A publications, 1B and 1C publication, with the highest impact factor being 11. So for a young school, this is extremely impressive. For a young school, this is very extremely impressive. I must thank my faculty for this, right? This year, we already have 2B and 2C publications, right? And we have introduced, see, after all, what are students here for? To learn. In the Bhagavad Gita, right, Lord Krishna, the chapter 4, he says this, Tat vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. That is, he says, how do you get that knowledge? Tat means that knowledge. Vidhi, how do you get that? Pranipatena, by approaching a professor, a teacher. And pariprashnena, not merely by listening to what he says, but pariprashnena, by questioning, right? By questioning. And he also says sevaya. Sevaya means by service. So that is why we have introduced a course called Samaj Seva, right? Where our students, they go to the field and help, we are situated in a very rural part of Andhra Pradesh. So they go to the villages around our campus and they help the villagers with their day-to-day needs, things like, organizing blood donation camps, menstrual hygiene camps, various other things, right? Various other things. So we've introduced these kind of these kind of courses because we have to have. Gone are the days when we could just go to class and just lecture and hope that the students absorb our lectures and then very passively. Those days are gone. Now all our courses are interactive, right? They are interactive. We've tried to make them immersive, experiential, because, Benjamin Franklin, he once said, tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I learn, right? So when you're involved, you learn, otherwise you will not learn. So that is why we have like a significant proportion of our courses are immersive and experiential. Simulation-based courses, Samaj Seva, so many other courses, right? We have, and even the regular courses, we have a significant, project-based component such that students, are we create business-ready managers and entrepreneurs, right? They have to be business-ready, right? That is it. That is a whole aim, right? So we stress, application-based learning. Right. I once heard a joke. It went like this. The student says to the teacher, my brain is like the Bermuda Triangle. Then the teacher says, why? Because when something goes in, it can never be found again. And that's what the student says, right? And it means that when we just lecture, that's what happens, right? But when we make our courses application-oriented, immersive, and experiential, that will not happen. And that is what we are all working very hard to do, and we are well on the way to success, right? So, and for the Paari School of Business, we have, we will soon have a short video that we'll play that will tell you more, but we will soon introduce the executive MBA program, the part-time PhD program, right? Integrated MBA programs, all these plans we have, right? All these plans we have. And, my faculty and I and the team that supports us, right, the admissions placement, we are all working very hard to make all these a reality such that, we are a really world-class B school 5 to 10 years down the line. And we should be ranked very high in NARF, then come the global rankings, the accreditations, all these things we have to aim for. And we're working very hard towards that, one step at a time, not one step at a time. And like Professor Manoj said, today we are going to inaugurate the Paari School of Business. We are also going to inaugurate the Directorate of Executive Education and Professional Studies. So every university, we need to have that industry connect. Because in my early organization, we had a CFO who said, ultimate consumer is industry. That whether we do research, whether we do consulting, whether we have the students, ultimate consumer is the industry. That ultimate consumer is the industry. And so this Directorate of Executive Education Professional Studies will act as a bridge between academia and industry. That industry has needs, for training. And in the words of Professor Manoj, he likes to use this phrase, right? They're hungry for solutions, right? That's what he likes to say frequently, right? So they're hungry for solutions, which is true, right? So we have that expertise in how the faculty expertise, infrastructure, right? Infrastructure, faculty, labs, we have all these things. And so this directorate will bridge industry and, academia. And this directorate will not be only for the business school. It will be a pan-university directorate, right? For engineering, sciences, liberal arts, all the schools, right? We want programs from. So this will offer certificate programs, diploma programs, executive MBA kind of, part-time degree programs, both blended, online, offline, blended, everything. So we are hiring 2 people for this. They will join in the next couple of months, and soon we'll get this up and running, right? Then we're going to launch the Center for Consumer Research in India. Now specifically we have the Center for Consumer Research in India, not just Center for Consumer Research. There is a firm called Global Adjustments in Chennai. What they specialize in is, there are all these expatriate managers who come to India, who are, who do not know the culture in India. So this firm specializes in, acclimatizing them, acculturizing them to Indian culture, right? Training them on Indian culture. So whoever comes, big people, CEOs, managing directors, they come and attend programs in this firm. They tell them how to behave in India, how to eat, what to say, what not to say, how to greet people like namaste and so on. Day one, when the participants come, senior executives, when they come, a notebook is given to them. They have to write 100 times. India is different, India is different, India is different, India is 100 times. And they write 100 times India is different. Right? Only then the classes begin, right? Because that is to get it firmly into their minds that what works in America may not work here. What works in Great Britain may not work here, right? As we know, the Australian cricket team is finding out, right? That what works in their country may not work here, right? May not work here. And so that is why we have Center for Consumer Research in India. Now, the Indian economy is poised for, growth in the next decade or so. In the whole world today, right? Several economies are struggling, and it's a matter of pride for our country that, our economy is a beacon of hope to the entire world, right? To the entire world. And it is a $3.5 trillion economy, and it is growing 7%, 8% every year, right? And one noticeable feature of our economy is that the growth is consumption-led, not export-led, or, exports are there, but consumption-led. So the consumer is very important, right? The consumer is very important. Studying the Indian consumer becomes very important. So that is why we are starting this center, because predicting the Indian consumer is really hard. It is not easy, right? I once ran a training program for a company called Nestle that many of you are aware of. They have a product called Nestle Polo. Right? You must have all consumed Nestle Polo. If you look at the tagline of Polo, it says, right, mint with a hole. I repeat, mint with a hole. Now you wonder, why should a mint have a hole? What's the value add in having a hole for a mint, right? There is nothing, but still that sells in India, right? So why it sells, we have to study, right? We have to study the Indian consumer. So this center will focus on studying the Indian consumer, right? On all aspects of marketing, green marketing, social media, various other aspects, right? And, then we have the Center for AI and UNSGD that Mr. Atul Tripathi will talk about a few minutes from now. So all in all, right, we have, we are very blessed to have a distinguished set of speakers today. We're very thankful to them for coming over here. right? And hopefully this day, right, will be a red letter day in our lives, and this day will give us a fresh impetus, enthusiasm, and we should take these things forward and do really, really well in the days, years to come. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your visionary words. We are sure that the Paari School of Business will live up to your expectations.
Get ready to be inspired by the incredible journey of Dr. P. Satyanarayanan, the Pro-Chancellor of SRM Andhra Pradesh. Driven by the powerful mantra of the think big, do big, achieve big, he has established himself as a dynamic entrepreneur and leader. Dr. Satyanarayanan's remarkable achievements are a testament to his unwavering commitments to excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome our Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Satyanarayanan, to address the gathering.
A very good evening to you all. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Professor Nicholas Dirks, the President of New York Academy of Sciences, Professor Prashant Mahapatra, the Vice Chancellor Research of UC Davis, my good friend Mr. Magesh Peri, the founder of Career 360, Mr. Bala Iyer, Managing Director, Head Audit of Barclays India, the Vice Chancellor, Registrar, the Dean of the newly rechristened Paari School of Business, and the faculty members, administrators, especially the students who belong to the school, which is being like rechristened today. Actually, it is a great moment for me for several reasons. It is just not because that the School of Entrepreneurship and Management Studies is being renamed as Paari School of Business. It is very important. It is also because of the good news which I got in the morning, unexpectedly, that SRM University AP score in nature is quite high. I'll go to the details later. And also the nostalgic feeling which I got by seeing my old friends, like more than friends, they are the hunters of this SRM University AP. So obviously I'm referring to Professor Nicholas Dirks, Prashant Mahapatra, and Magesh Peri. When SRM University AP was started, we had two people in mind and who readily accepted to guide us and support us. One is Professor Nicholas Dirks, whom we got to know through our association in SRM University, Chennai, which got honored by conferring him a honorary doctorate. And Professor Prasant Avapatra was the another one who is been keenly involved right from the day one until today in various capacities. And in fact, he would have interacted almost all the administrative leaders, like during their selection in SRMAP. And Mr. Magesh Peri, he was also instrumental in this endeavor of SRM University AP, because it is he and his team, which was headed by Magesh Sharma, which helped us to strategize how SRM should be in next 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years and ahead. So, like when I meet these people together today, it is quite nostalgic. And when I hear from them, because though we are all in touch over the phone because of the pandemic and several other reasons like distance and so on, we couldn't meet often, and especially in this campus together. So when they came together and when they saw the place in terms of the infrastructure, the faculty resources, they all expressed it's a great, amazing growth in just for 5.5 years. I thank them for laying the foundation for this. I thank our faculty members and students for making SRM AP what it is today. Though as a nascent university, we may not be able to compare with like many other institutions in India, which are quite old in terms of numbers. But in terms of per capita, because if you compare a university which is having 50,000 students and around 2,500 faculty members, we are not there yet. And we wouldn't be there because we don't want to be there. We want to remain as a mid-size, excellent quality institution. So because of that fact, we were in the comparison which was done by the Nature. As you all know, Nature is a journal which is very much acclaimed. They did this analysis in India on the per capita basis. The number of the share of the institutions in India on the per capita basis to the Nature publication. SRM AP stood at number 45, including all the IITs and the Indian Institute of Sciences. This is 3 notch above the SRM University, Chennai, which is the parent university. It is not that SRM University, Chennai is lower than SRM University, AP. A best thing a child can give to a parent is that is a name that the child has grown bigger and better than the parent himself. I find that this is a day, at least in one parameter. It's not that in several parameters. It is only a small parameter. In one parameter, especially, it is not the whole research. It is only in the Nature journal. It is indexed and then only in per capita. So SRM University AP is above SRM University Chennai. So I think it is a great tribute which we have done to our parent university SRM Chennai. And it is not only about the SRM University Chennai, it is about the University of Madras and several other institutions which are here around us. So this great contribution is a fruition of the efforts, and also it is the realization of the dream we had to become a research intense university. And especially for this, our researchers have worked very hard. When I say researchers, this university does not see research as a domain which is specialized for one set of discipline or one strata of people. We feel that the research has to be all pervasive across the campus and from the top to bottom. And that is how we could do. The research is now all pervasive from engineering, science, humanities, liberal arts, and starting from our faculty members, scholars, and to the level of the undergraduate students. I'm very happy to see that many research publications are authored by the undergraduate students under the able guidance of our faculty members. This is how we dreamt to be, and this is where we are here. I wish this trend will continue, and I'm sure with the leadership of our Vice Chancellor, Professor Arora, and our Dean, Professor Bharadwaj, these things will continue to happen. So on this occasion of rechristening the School of Entrepreneurship and Management Studies, I would like to tell how this has happened over several decades. It is just not a thinking or a wish. We wanted to do this and we did this overnight, changing the name. As you know, SRM University was started, SRM Engineering College was started in 1985. After that, few years later, the SRM School of Management was started under the University of Madras. But somehow, maybe because of the focus of the management, or is because of the demand from the students, SRM got to be known mainly for engineering. And like during my tenure at SRM University and even now, we tried to change it by having better faculty members and then stringent selection criteria. In fact, we tried 2 times launching a standalone business school. At that time, we named it as TRP School of Business. TRP is again my father's name, TR Pachamuthu. That was the idea. But somehow we couldn't succeed. And in fact, I should mention here, because when I am talking about B School, the SRM University was having the advisory board called International Advisory Board. The first member of the International Advisory Board was Professor Bala Balachandar of Kellogg School of Management. And he later on found, and when he came for the advisory board meetings, we got his guidance and other things. We in fact told him to adopt our school as his and to bring it up. But he chose to start his own school because he had his own plans for his life. He started what is now the Great Lakes Institute of Management, which is doing very well in the management arena. The link I am seeing that is that the dean whom we have got right now is also a well-renowned professor, and also as per the promoters of the Great Lakes Institute of Management, is one of the crown jewel of Great Lakes Institute of Management. So we have got such a dean here for this school. Anyway, going back to my history of TRP Business School. So for some reason we couldn't realize what we envisaged at that time, maybe around 7 or 8 years ago. And then we came over to SRM AP to start the SRM University here. And then only we decided that we should be starting all the branches of engineering, management, liberal arts, so that the people coming, the students who are graduating out of this institution is just not an engineer, but he is a holistic person. Now, like what we call as national education policy, which was evolved here, we wanted to emulate that even before it was done in 2017. And that is why we started all these schools together. And especially we wanted to lay emphasis for entrepreneurship and management. That is why we named it a School of Entrepreneurship and Management. But still I felt that the SRM is known for engineering and it should be known as a differentiating factor. I just now heard your dean talking about Nestle Polo, a mint with a hole. I don't know what is the difference, but you should say something as a difference. So that's where I felt that if we see across all the education institutions in abroad or India, there is a separate identity within the university for the School of Management or School of Business. Be it Kellogg of Northeastern or Wharton of UPenn, Sloan Kettering of MIT, so whichever it is. So they have a separate identity by itself. So that's where I thought that maybe this is the right time for us to give it a good identity with a separate name so that it is not falling under the shadow of SRM University AP. So that's how we are trying for few names. And I suggested those names to our Vice Chancellor and Dean. And we all selected this Paari School of Business. Again, you should know the origin and the meaning behind the Paari School of Business, because it is just not a name, it is a history. It is not the history about me or my father, it is a history which spans back up to 2000 years ago. Paari is one of a philanthropist king in south of India, he was given such an importance that he is like well known like throughout the history, and and also remembered even now. Because of because of his benevolence to the poets and also to the needy people. When we say needy people, we would think that it is a poor or those who are impoverished. But he has gone further a step. When he was going in a chariot in a forest, he saw a jasmine creeper on the ground and felt very bad that it doesn't have any pole or any thing on which it can grow upon. So what he did is that he gave his golden chariot, like getting down from it, for the jasmine creeper, and he came walking to his fort. So this is an act of benevolence and the act of affection towards even a non-living being shown by him. So that's how he became very much well known as a king. Although he was not a big king, he was a small king. Over a period of time, when my father was not called as Paari, he changed his name from T.R. Pachamuthu to T.R. Paarivender. So that is why I told that this is not a single name selection. It is having a history behind it. This is having a connection with our founder chancellor or founder of SRM group as such, and also further behind how we selected his name and then the king's history. So I think for you students and the faculty members here, so when somebody is asking you, why is that you have changed the name from this to this, what is the difference it makes? You should be able to tell a clear reason that, like the king who gave his golden chariot to the jasmine creeper for it to survive, this SRM University would like to give anything it wants for the education of the students under all disciplines of the management, engineering, science, humanities, and others. So it is a great day that we have started this Paari School of Business. But naming a school is just the beginning. By just having a mint or with a hole, it wouldn't make like all the difference. It should have the right taste and it should be sold at right price. So I think those are left to the professionals here on whom I have very high confidence. And that they have shown that they are already at it by starting this Directorate of Executive Education and Professional Studies. So this Paari School of Business is not only going to give the undergraduate students and then the postgraduate students the education, but also the executive education for the employees who are working outside. So with this science I could feel that we are in the right direction as a university and as a school. The Paari School of Business is beginning to blossom. I'm sure with the guidance of Professor Nicholas Dirk's father and Professor Prashant and Mr. Magesh Peri and others here on the dais and our faculty members, we will grow further. So I take this opportunity for thanking you all for the launch of the Paari School of Business. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for those impactful words that are going to have a lasting impact on student community.
We have a small video session about the Paari School of Business, and here goes the video.
Namaste. My name is Bharadwaj. I am the Dean of the Paari School of Business, SRM University, AP. The Paari School of Business is an excellent business school situated in Amravati near Vijayawada. And we have the BBA program, the MBA program, and the PhD program. All our programs are characterized by academic rigor, customer focus, and we give recruiters and other stakeholders what they want from our programs. Our programs are innovative, our programs are rigorous, our programs are different. We have some unique courses like Samaj Seva, for instance, SME consulting, for instance, in the MBA and the BBA programs. And our programs are immersive and experiential. We have simulation-based courses. Samaj Seva is again an immersive course. Many of our courses are experiential and immersive. Our students are excellent. They are passionate, they are driven, they want to do things for themselves and for the country. So our BBA program has 3 exit options. 1, entrepreneurship. Some students set up their own companies. And 2, placement. Students can get a job in a function area of their choice. And 3, many of our students want to go abroad for higher studies or want to do MBA programs in India, here at SRMAP or elsewhere as well. Getting a foreign placement is a dream for many students in India. And even though we are a very young school, we have already achieved that. This is an achievement that very few schools can boast about. Our students are excellent. They win prizes in competitions. They participate. They hold business school fests. We have clubs and committees. Our faculty are second to none. They have PhDs from excellent institutes in India and abroad. They are highly research focused, they are highly dedicated, they are excellent teachers, and many of them have industry experience as well. And about our PhD program, because our faculty is highly research focused, they publish in ABDC, A-Star and A journals regularly. And we have a center of excellence called Center of Consumer Research in India with a very high-powered steering committee behind this. And our stipends are very good. We have the required databases, the infrastructure. Therefore, we get very good PhD students as well.
Are very passionate and are very student focused, and they give handouts and they always enhance with group activities and make sure that the class is very interactive.
Education here at Paari Business School aims at 2 things, that is industry exposure and developing a critical and logical thinking mindset among the students.
Our school focuses on the overall development of a student. To achieve this, our school has come up with few of the innovative courses like Samaj Seva and Mind and Soul training.
Paari Business School is the ideal choice for anyone seeking to excel in the business world.
That was a really interesting video, but let me tell you as a student, there's a lot more about the Paari School of Business which this 3 minutes video cannot convey.
Without data, you're just another person with an opinion. Mr. Bala Iyer, a veteran in accounting, started as an audit senior at KPMG, and currently he is the managing director head of audit at Barclays. I would now request everyone present here to put your hands together to welcome Mr. Bala Iyer to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. And it's indeed a pleasure for me to be part of this great day for each one of you guys. And I would like to congratulate every one of you for this achievement out here. Before I came here, I wasn't too sure what to expect. I done my sort of research with respect to SRM, and we also had done a campus placement a couple of months ago. But having heard from some of you yesterday and this morning, and having seen the campus, it's an amazing story. It's an amazing story of vision. It's an amazing story of dedication. It's an amazing story where different minds converge together to put this up in 5.5 years. It's remarkable. Now, whether it's the infrastructure, whether it's the quality, whether it's the people, it's the academics, I have no words to sort of describe this. Further, what I hear about the plans in place going forward, which is totally practical, and the way the world is evolving. And this institution is actually looking ahead in terms of how it wants to position itself and the students to be better prepared as far as the world to face the challenges of the world is concerned. So clearly, I'm really impressed. And today, delighted to be part of this panel out here. So thanks very much. I've seen many campuses. I did my sort of MBA program from INSEAD in Fontainebleau. And today what I see, it just brought back memories of INSEAD for me with respect to the setup, the space that is available, the facilities for the students, for all you guys. It's remarkable. Now, my journey has been great so far. It's been great because I've had a lot of inputs, a lot of leaders, a lot of managers, a lot of guidance coming in through. And so today I was sort of requested by Vivekanand sir to sort of talk a few things about what does it mean to get out into the real world and face the world after you've done what you've done from the business school, and sort of provide some sort of inputs and suggestions. Now, I really don't want to sort of lecture because I'm not great in that, but I want to share some real sort of life experience and leave each one of you with some sort of practical lessons that I've learned in my entire career. There are a couple of things. One is, as soon as you get out, and then I'm sure all of you guys are pretty smart and will find your way into different organizations, into the different organizations of your choice. What does it mean after that? It means an opportunity for each one of you to pursue your passion. It means that you need to go and enjoy what you want to do as far as your work is concerned. Believe me, if you're not enjoying, you may be in the best of the organizations in the world, you'll really not make it. So first thing is passion. Whatever you do, do it with passion. Do not worry about vertical growth. Do not worry about remuneration. And it's a big statement that I'm making out here for you guys. Those vertical growth, progressions, compensations, etc., are the consequences. The main driver is the passion in which you do. Do what you love to do. And I guess that's one of the biggest things, what I learned from my sort of seniors, my sort of managers, my sort of mentors. And that's one. If you're not passionate about something, I think it just sort of slows you down a bit, and then you don't stop enjoying what you're doing. Second is pursue your dreams. These days, in most of the organizations, people talk about work-life balance. And personally, I'm not a great supporter of work-life balance, to be honest. And I'm sure, I'm making a very, very contentious statement, but I speak my heart out. Work hard and play hard is the sort of mantra that I've always followed. Because I think the moment you start putting a lot, it's a competitive world. And a lot of institutions do prepare us how to survive in this world through lot of technical qualifications and technical teachings, etc. When you go out, I would say really, really be competitive, because that's what is going to help you at the next step, at each and every step in your career. Work hard and play hard is what sort of helped me in my life. It's tough. It sort of strains you. But then if you mix that with the first thing that I said, which is about passion, you actually start really enjoying it. You don't really feel the burnout. I'm sure at some point people do feel burned out, but at least in the first 15, 20 years of your career, following the passion and really work hard, play hard, I think that really helps quite a bit. The world has changed. There are too many options that are available. There are specialized areas. Similarly, the way you got specialized areas for academics, there are specialized, and it sort of prepares you for specialized areas and as far as work is concerned. And try and get exposure into each and every area in the organization that you get in. Do not confine yourself with a specific function. Do not confine yourself within a particular area. Try and get exposure across the organization. And then make a calculative decision in terms of which area you love, which area you would want to make your career, and start getting into it. Now, in my case, after I finished my CA law and partly my ICWF program, I wasn't very clear. During my days, we didn't have too many choices, too many options. World has changed now, so obviously you guys are far more aware of what's happening and far more smarter than what we were when we were at your age. So I joined KPMG, and when I got into KPMG, I said I'll get into a professional firm to actually see different organizations, different industries, and then pick the industry where I want to excel and where I want to develop my career into. So I saw manufacturing, I saw trading, I saw financial sector, I saw banking, I saw insurance. And then having done the different assignments within my tenure, I said banking is the area that really excited me. And the next thing I said was I'll do more bank audits, more bank assignments. Unfortunately for me, there were a couple of the external environment changed considerably, wherein I got more exposure into the banking space. Then I made my move into Standard Chartered Bank, and I said, okay, if I'm going to get into bank, which area do I want to get into? And from outside, when I have a look, everything seemed the same. So I said, let me get into the audit function in the bank, which will give me exposure to every function within the organization. And then I can take a decision in terms of what I want to do. So I got into Standard Chartered Bank, into audit, and then after that, there was no looking back. What happens in the audit function? It sort of gives people the sort of opportunity to see different parts of the bank, and it gives you a platform that the other departments do not give you within that short time frame in terms of knowledge, awareness, exposure, and then thereafter the ability to deal with multiple stakeholders within the organization. And then I sort of got into and saw different parts of the bank, and then took a choice in terms of risk management audit, where I sort of spent the balance sort of 10 years. So where I'm sort of coming down to by sort of sharing this particular story is, do not be afraid to experiment at your stage. In the early stage of your career, it's okay to sort of to say, okay, invest your time in looking at different aspects in an organization or even looking at multiple organizations, because that's where you become much more aware of the nuances of the business, nuances of the operations, nuances of what is in there. And then you are able to do a compare contrast with what your own career ambitions are, and then take a choice and then sort of delve into the details. One of the other things that people also shared with me was, don't be afraid to ask questions. There's nothing called a stupid question. Feel free to raise your hand. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel pressured by what the person sitting next to you will think about you. And ask questions. It's only through questions that you're able to get more insight into what's happening and clear all your doubts. And if there are 10 people asking questions, I think you all benefit, because the people come with different perspective, different thoughts, different queries, different questions, and different aspects. And that's where you start learning. So it is important that you sort of shed all your inhibitions and ask questions to people, and then in the process start learning. So to me, I think these have been some of the tips that I've really got from my sort of seniors, my mentors. And I would really advise all you guys to do the same. I'm sure after you leave, after you finish, you all will sort of go into your own different worlds, pursue your deep dreams, pursue your passion. The other thing, do not forget your connects that you've made in your schools and in your colleges. Is these connects that you make that actually helps you in the later stage of your life. And I'll sort of say, in the banking industry is very small. Everyone knows everyone, because at some point they have worked together in one institution or the other. COVID in the last sort of 3 years obviously has changed the way things work. It sort of made ourselves think differently, explore different opportunities. But in that process, in remote working, in hybrid working, one of the things that we tend to do has sort of happened is losing the connect. So please go ahead and sort of go that extra mile and do the connect with all your friends, with your school friends, college friends, etc. Because I think that keeps you grounded and that keeps you real as far as your life is concerned. With that, I would like to thank all of you for sort of listening to me, and thanks everyone, and thanks for having me here. So one of the other things, if you guys, any of your students need any inputs or thoughts, you got my details. Feel free to contact me. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bala Iyer, for sharing your valuable insights and expertise with us today. Your speech has truly been inspiring and insightful.
Mr. Maheshwar Peri, an accountant by heart and a leader by profession, worked as the deputy manager at SBI Capital Market Limited for 3 years. After which, Mr. Peri has joined as the president, publisher, and CEO of Outlook Publishing India Private Limited. Now, Mr. Peri has established Career 360, a platform that is helping around millions of students every year. Sir, it is indeed an honor to have you here at SRM University, AP. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Maheshwar Peri as we call upon Sir to deliver a short speech.
Thank you so much. You said short speech, so I'll stick with that. That's a good offer, actually. But because Dr. Satya actually mentioned about the formative years of SRM, I think it's important that I actually take you through the story of how SRM was envisaged and how it went about doing it, right? This was about 7-8 years back. We were sitting in Chennai conference room with lots of documents and pictures and everything and numbers and everything. And today, when I see the university, I cannot imagine that what we envisage is much bigger than what we initially planned for. And the initial set of conversations that we were having, I actually see every picture of that coming through in this university. So congratulations, Satya. I think you really achieved what you wanted to start off with. And one of the very important things that I've realized is when we are sitting with these documents and financial numbers, because obviously everything has to make sense, how much you invest and how you're going to ensure that it's sustainable, viable, and so on and so forth. one of the things that was said was that we'll have the best faculty possible. And the best faculty possible was coming at, it is no secret now. So it was coming at 2.2x of what they were offering at SRM IST Chennai, or some such number in those days. I don't know what the numbers are now, but because they wanted only faculty with a PhD degree from certain kind of places. And that was a big challenge for us to deal with. And we did mention this to Dr. Satya, and he came back and said he'll do that. Not a problem. So the initial, right from inception, the thinking that they want to establish a quality university, which is dramatically different, and a boutique university possibly, which is scaling up as you move along, was always there. 2 years back, when the government of AP passed a GO asking for 35% seats to be reserved for at a certain fee, again, the same question came back. And again, I was dragged into one of those meetings with all the financial numbers of whether it's viable, how it's viable and all. And the question that I asked Dr. Satya was, do you think you want to create a quality university, or you still want to move up onto a larger scalable university? He said, he didn't answer it me then. Next day, we actually had a call. And he said, I've spoken internally, I've spoken to myself, I've spoken to my family. We just want to go for a quality university. So the man is committed, and that's what makes this university so great. Just the backstory of what happened. Right. Now talking of Paari School of Business, you have, how many of you know the name of the school of IIT? You would know that there are about 3,500 plus B schools in the country. 20 IIMs are there, right? And all the IIMs, But do you know that the 8 IITs which offer a B school within the IIT umbrella are in the top 50 in the country? Vinod Gupta School of Management, Shailesh J. Mehta School of Management from IIT Bombay, Virendra Gupta School of Management from IIT Kharagpur. They're far better. They're in the top 20 B schools in the country. The reason they could actually really fly is because they possibly thought beyond the IIT umbrella and then started creating a name for themselves. So somewhere I do think the thought process of creating a Paari School of Business, which is beyond SRM University, might be a great strategy. And I just hope that you actually, really succeed in that. Right. And the other thing that you must always remember is that a B school is judged at the end of it by the outcomes. And the outcome for a faculty is different to what it would be for a student and all. But unless you have the input and the process to be correct, the outcome would not come. Which means if you don't have the right quality of student intake, the right quality of faculty, the right kind of process, which is research that happens in the thing, the kind of teamwork that is built in, the kind of interdisciplinary approach that you have, the outcome would always be short. The reasons why IITs and a lot of universities are now increasingly focusing on B schools is because the interdisciplinary approach that typically a university can give, a normal B school is unable to give, unless you have a lot of money in your pockets, right? Or unless you have legacy which is backed by an IIM legacy of 30, 40, 50 years, right? So somewhere I do think that moving forward, the MBA and a university structure has a greater chance of success 15, 20 years down the line, because the interdisciplinary approach is something that they can really work on, and which is what you have as an advantage because you are SRM University. So you're not just a PGDM institution which is focused on management and not looking blindsided to many things. You're actually able to focus on many things. So I think you have a greater chance here moving forward, is my belief, right? Having addressed the faculty, because initially I thought I was addressing students, then I suddenly saw all these things and faculty and all. So thank you for actually invite. But I'll now focus on the students. Students, there are a few things that you must always remember. Always invariably tell the truth, whatever happens. Because remember, when you go out 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, when you're looking for a person who would be your teammate, or your compatriot, or someone who you would be wanting to look for to head an organization that you're creating because you become really rich, you'll always look for a person who tells the truth and with integrity. You'll not look for a guy whose friend who was really good to you, who really took care of you, who was slimy, but you'll always look for a person who has got greater integrity, right? This is the time for you to establish yourself and get noticed. What I mean to say is this, that you are living in a different world from the kind of world that we lived in. What I told 30 years back is not traced because it's not there. It's in some print format. I would have said something and it was not recorded. Today, whatever you say is recorded. The digital footprint that you leave behind will last your lifetime and beyond your life also. So when you say something in a whimsical way also, it sticks with you. Right? Even if you pass a comment in anger as a comment in one of those threads, it'll still stick with you. So remember one thing, what you are is what you must speak, and what you must speak, you should be able to stick with it for your lifetime, because the digital footprint will ensure that nothing is wiped out of what you say. And this I'm saying with all consciousness, because a lot of students, when the recruitment process happens and later also, something might come back and haunt you. And that is something that you should not want to do. The other thing is, when I said tell the truth, I remember I go for interviews for a lot of placements that happen. I went to a particular B school in Pune, and there was one student who came and said that, I said, what do you do? He said, okay, sir, I follow the stock markets. It is very fashionable to say stock markets, right? I said, okay, what's the index today? The student said, sir, today I was preparing for this, so I didn't go through the newspaper. I said, what was it last week? Again, the same thing. No, sir, I was actually busy with this and that. And then it went on and all. So the thing is, when you tell a lie and it is caught, everything that you speak after that is shrouded in gray. I, for one, would switch off when I know that a student is lying on the other side, or anyone for the matter, not just a student, right? Another student came and I said, what do you follow? He said, sir, I follow the box office numbers, which is a movie hit. All of you do that. How many of you are Power Star fans here? Fantastic. And how many of you watched The Unstoppable of Power Star? Just few of you. Oh, slowly raise your hands, raise your hands. Come on, come on. Many of you are lying, right? Okay, the guys who are not raise their hands are lying, I know that. Right. So the question is, when the student said that he follows the box office numbers, I asked him the question of what are the box office numbers that you follow, and reeled off numbers of what is a big hit, how much collections happened, how many centers had. So the thing is, it's not about whether one student follows stock market or another student follows box office numbers. The thing is, they do follow data. Both are data, and one of them is telling the truth. And that for me is important. What for me is important is I can mold the student to the work that I have, but how do I mold a student who starts by telling a lie? So for you, all I'm saying is stick with truth and always ensure that your digital footprint is something that you will carry forward. So just be careful about that. The third thing I will say is, Professor Bala has just talked of follow your passion. I'll give you an example for that. I'm a chartered accountant. Like Bala, I'm also a cost accountant and company secretary also, right? In the initial phase, I realized that I'm not cut out to be an accountant. When I was doing my CA, I realized that I was not cut out to be an accountant, because I was not able to carry it through. So the first job I took was at half the price of what my other CA classmates got, which is I wanted to be an investment banker. And they got the best offer from Wipros and Hindustan Levers and ITCs, and they went there. And I went to SBI Capital Markets, which is at half the price of what I would have got otherwise if I joined an audit firm. And no mistake about audit firm. A lot of my friends joined audit firm, have really become big. I did not enjoy it. And that is something over the next 2, 3, 5 years, you must find out of what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy. Because 3 years hence, I've almost grown 10x of my salary of the first 3 years. And that's how it works, because when you work in an environment where you start enjoying your work, you start delivering more. And when you deliver more, you become indispensable and you grow faster. So that's one thing that you must remember, that always in the first phase, when your first job is something where you go out of interest and not out of the name of the company or the salary that they offer. 3, 5 years down the line, please go ahead and do that. And I'm not being judgmental of people who join for salary. It might be important for many of us. I know a lot of friends who joined for salary because money was important for them. So I would not get into a judgment of your decision making. But keep that decision very conscious, saying, I need money, so I'm going to join this place, or I need to learn. Because let me tell you, first 2 to 5 years of your work life is learning more than earning, and then the earning actually should tick off. And in an ideal world, not everyone lives in an ideal world. I do understand that. And while you're doing all these things, as I said, recently I was coming from Chennai to Delhi. I was flying, and there was a girl from IIT Roorkee who's there. She joined a company called Infosys to join Finacle. Finacle is a great product, and Infosys is a great company. But because she chose the company and she did not have an option of choosing the discipline that she wants to work in, she was talking to me saying, sir, I'm slightly bored. How do I move out of this place and all? And obviously for such a, she studied at DOMS, right? So I said, listen, you need to do certifications and move out, because there is no way that you can move out of Infosys so early just because you don't like it. But she got stuck there. And hopefully she's finding a better thing, because she was flying along with me. So I'm hoping that. But the thing is, when you choose a company, you might get into a job that you may not enjoy. That's a possibility. So always keep questioning the kind of job role that you have. If you don't like the job role, you'll get into a problem of not liking it. And you'll, every day you'll walk across to the office not knowing what to do about it. And lastly, this is a place for you to get noticed. And when I say get noticed, don't be a madcap. All madcaps get noticed, right? But madcaps in a positive way still are good. Because either you're a part of a crowd, or you're noticed for what you stand. And you can get noticed for because you're a great dancer, or you take care of the environment, or you stand up for the right thing, or question the faculty or teacher. And I'm not saying this because the faculty is sitting here, but question them on the right things, or stand up for what is ethical, stand up for what is right, stand up for what is correct. When you do those kind of things, people notice you for doing the right thing. Even if though they might hate you, saying this guy is objecting to me, this guy is questioning me and all, they will notice you because at some point in time in their heart, in their head, they know that what you're talking makes sense and you're standing up for what is right. It is extremely important for all of us here to get notice for what we stand for and what we are all about. The personality comes out of that. And that is something that all of you must work on over the next 3-5 years. Because over a period of time, trust me, this will stand up for you. I'll wind up now with one small, thing that I always read out to students, which US Supreme Court, there was a convocation that was held in USA, and the US Supreme Court Judge, Justice John Roberts, had spoken about this to the students. And I said, this is for the students, so I'll stick with it 2 minutes more. This is about commencement speech that was given there. Now the commencement speakers will typically also wish you good luck and extend good wishes to you. I'll not do that, and I'll tell you why. From time to time, in the years to come, I hope you'll be treated unfairly, so that you will come to know the value of justice. I hope that you'll suffer betrayal, because that will teach you the importance of loyalty. Sorry to say, but I hope you'll be lonely from time to time, so that you don't take friends for granted. I wish you bad luck again from time to time, so that you will be conscious of the role of chance in life and understand that your success is not completely deserved, and that the failure of others is not completely deserved either. And when you lose, as you will from time to time, I hope every now and then your opponent will gloat over your failure. It's a way for you to understand the importance of sportsmanship. I hope you'll be ignored, so you know the importance of listening to others. And I hope you will have just enough pain to learn compassion. Whether I wish these things or not, they're going to be happening to you. And whether you benefit from them or not will depend upon your ability to see the message in your misfortunes. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, sir, for those enlightening words of wisdom. Professor Nicholas Dirks is a renowned historian and an anthropologist who has had an illustrious career in academia with notable roles at prestigious institutions. While at Columbia, he made significant contributions to the anthropology department, emphasizing post-colonial and multidisciplinary approaches. May I now request Professor Nicholas to address the gathering briefly.
Thank you very much.
to the dignities on the dais, and to all of you, faculty, students, and all who will be part of this great new venture. It is, for me, as you heard from Dr. Satya, a great pleasure because to be here today, because my association with SRM goes back to the beginning. And I was here when there was just almost nothing except a set of plans. And to come back today, 4 years after my last visit, to see what has sprung up out of the dreams, out of the plans, out of all the conversations, but what has sprung up now and presents itself to one who just flew in from New York this morning is truly, truly inspirational. But I also know that in another 4 years, I'll come back, and once again, I will be astonished, because this is a place where dreams come true. The dream today, the renaming of the Paari School of Business, you've heard quite a bit about, but it is, again, part of an effort to create not just another school of business, but a school of business that will transform lives, that will transform the way we do work, that will transform the entire business sector in India, but it will also be part of the transformations wrought by a university which is established to be a comprehensive university in the best of world-class university senses. And for me, as someone who has had the great honor to be the chancellor of the University of California, Berkeley, another great comprehensive university, it is a special pleasure to watch a new university take on that great challenge and then proceed year by year, not just to meet the goals that have been established, but to exceed them and to create new dreams for new futures. So I wish you all the very best of luck. I look forward to following your careers and the career of the school. And again, I give you my warm congratulations on this re-beginning of the Paari School of Business. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those words.
Professor Prashant Mohapatra is a renowned researcher in the field of wireless and mobile networks with a specific focus on the quality of service provisioning in computer networks. He has also researched how to quantify the quality of surveillance in the wireless sensor network. May I request Professor Prashant Mohapatra to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's certainly a distinct pleasure for me to be over here. As Satya mentioned in his initial remarks, I've been associated with this great university right from the conceptual stage. I do remember the very first discussion I had with Satya that let's try to do something different, something really of high quality, and let's make an impact to the world. And I can see that years from that day, we are moving in the same direction. And with your help and with your participation, we will definitely make that dream a success. I won't take much of your time, but for the teachers, for the Paari School of Business, thank you very much for all you are doing in order to make a high quality institution. And for the students, it is your opportunity to make a big impact. Go out there, make a difference in the society, impact the rest of the world, make a big name. We all will be so proud of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now it's the time that we have been all waiting for. We request the chief guest, Mr. Maheshwar Paari, to unveil the logo of Paari School of Business. Thank you so much, sir. Now we request the dignitaries on the stage, please come forward to launch the Paari School of Business. Thank you so much, everybody. And this marks the splendid journey of Paari School of Business.
May I now request Professor Nicholas to launch the Directorate of Executive Education and Professional Studies, or DEEPS in short. Thank you, sir, for launching DEEPS. May I now request Professor Prashant Mohapatra to launch the Center for Consumer Research in India. Thank you, sir, for launching the Center for Consumer Research in India.
Mr. Atul Tripathi is an accomplished data scientist, strategist, and author with over 20 years of experience in both industry and research. With a background in IIT Kanpur and ISI Kolkata, he has worked as a consultant in artificial intelligence and big data for the National Security Council Secretariat, Prime Minister's Office, New Delhi. We request Mr. Atul Tripathi to come forward and speak a few words about the Center of Artificial Intelligence and UN Sustainable Development Goals.
Good afternoon, everybody. Environment sustainability can only be achieved through climate justice. That is what the Prime Minister himself has addressed. And with the changing climate and the disasters that are striking us, with the live one that is right now occurring across in Joshimath itself, the change is there. And sustainability has become a very important part of our life. It is no more a part of the talking shops of the world, as we call them. You know, today's world is finding itself through an ambitious journey where we're trying to do a lot of things on sustainability development goals. They're very broad, they're very comprehensive and ambitious, and it's very important for the entire human being and human race. It's here that digitization as a process which talks about becoming use of artificial intelligence, big data, platform technologies, IoT, 3D technologies, all of them combining together to make a complex and real-time assessment and tracking and monitoring of SDG goals are becoming very important. Utilizing big data, AI for good is achieving SDG goals requires construction of dynamic, robust, and data eco-all system. Now, data is going to be the new buzzword around. It's not going to be, rather it is word that has been going around, and everybody has been talking about the importance of data itself. There's no two thoughts about it. I mean, when I was there on the dais, I saw a drone flying around. That's a very interesting thing. Why I give this example is, ICRISAT has developed a drone-based technology which is being utilized by the farmers across the states in order to find out their cropping patterns. This is the kind of technology we are looking at for development goals. It is here in this context that the launch of UN Sustainability Goals, Center of Excellence for UN Sustainability Goals will become very important. It is here
that research will be involved in and around sustainability goals. Programs would be conducted for the UN sustainability goals. Conferences and talks will be held among all the stakeholders. Degrees, certificates, faculty development programs, education programs will be held for everybody. This field is open not only to technology students and practitioners, but for everyone. It is here that everybody's participation is going to be vital. And a lot of opportunities are there for the students as a career option. Certificate courses shall involve, where you become a specialist in one of the areas. You can become a specialist in a domain-specific area of UN SDG goals. You can apply those UN SDG goals using technologies to build up your own systems, your own organizations. Money is there. We will be needing people from business schools, from accounting schools. It's an open area for everyone out here. Startups is one big area that has become a great opportunity for the young professionals. It is out here that we would encourage everybody to become a participant in this game. It is with these words, I would like to thank everybody. Thank you.
Atul Tripathi would be joining us as Professor of Practice as well. So he will be leading this center.
Thank you so much, sir. Your valuable insights and guidance are greatly appreciated. Now, we request our chief guest of honor, Mr. Bala Iyer, to launch the Center of AI and UN SDG. Thank you so much, sir.
We request Mr. Maheshwar Peri to come forward to accept a small memento as a token of our gratitude. We also request VC sir to present the memento and felicitate him with a traditional shawl. Thank you, sir, for accepting our token of gratitude.
We now request Mr. Bala Iyer to come forward to accept a small memento as a token of our gratitude. We request our Pro-Chancellor, sir, to give the memento and honor him with a traditional shawl. May I request everyone to put your hands together. Thank you, sir, for accepting our token.
We request Professor Nicholas Dirks to come forward to accept a memento. We also request Dean sir to present